Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the internet world. Welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. It's another beautiful day where the billionaires play. Right here in Bermuda. Yep. Bitcoin is still under 100,000. And one Satoshi, $1, sorry, $1 can get you over 1,000 Satoshis still. Okay? $1 can get you over 1,000 Satoshis. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Satoshis is that I want to help the community to speak or to get their minds right for the future, which is we need to start thinking in terms of Satoshis. We need to start pricing things in Satoshis. Matter of fact, if you go back to look at how much a carton of eggs or how about this? If you was to look at how many Satoshis it took 4 years ago, if you was to take a 4-year look, right? If you went back 4 years and if you saw how many Satoshis it took to acquire a dozen eggs, right? And you look at how many Satoshis it takes now to acquire the same dozen eggs, you would notice that it is an extreme difference, right? In terms of the gap between 4 years ago, how many Satoshis it took to purchase eggs versus today. It's no different than when, we heard of the individual who sold his Bitcoin to get pizzas, right? He sold his Bitcoin, and this is whole Bitcoin. We're not even talking about Satoshis. A lot of Bitcoin, actually. I believe it was the amount of 5,000. I believe it was like 5,000 Bitcoin, right? This person sold 5,000 Bitcoin to purchase pizzas. Well, imagine if he still had those 5,000 Bitcoin. Imagine if you had 5,000 Bitcoin, even with it being at $100,000 per coin. Yeah? Needless to say, he's very sick of from doing that, right? I believe anybody would be. But guess what? We can learn. We can learn from other people's dilemmas, right? We do not have to make the same mistakes. We don't have to make the same mistakes. We are living in a time, in a world, right? We're living in a world right now whereby we are positioned, or we have the opportunity, to position ourselves in the greatest wealth transfer of our time. We are witnessing the building blocks of the next generational wealth transfer with this new technology called Bitcoin. By the way, if you like what you're seeing thus far, give a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. If you want to stay tuned, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button so you get all of the notifications. Yeah. So, so getting back to what I was saying, 5,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas, whole Bitcoins. Now that was the first wave. That was wave one. Now, when we look at Bitcoin as the digital asset, as money, digital energy, right? You might as well look at it as everything, because one of the major rules of Bitcoin is that we have to humble ourselves to know that we don't understand Bitcoin. That's when you really understand Bitcoin. When you humble yourself to say, you know what? I see this thing, I'm interested in this thing, and I want to learn more. When you become a student of Bitcoin, that's when you start to get all in with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is so much more than money. Bitcoin is a way of life, right? And I'm showing you right now, or I'm giving you some things to look at for yourself, so that to help you get to help the penny drop, like how the penny's dropping for me, right? So this is why I'm ringing the bell, ringing the alarm for those who will hear, those who will listen, to position themselves with the Satoshi, because the very same thing that that took place with Bitcoin is going to happen with Satoshis, meaning that all commodities are going to be cheaper relative to Satoshis, just how they were cheaper relative to Bitcoin, right? Because way back then, it was 5,000. It was 5,000, I'll say 2 cycles ago. So let's go 8 years. 8 years ago, it took 5,000 Bitcoin, right, for 2 pizzas. And now it's in the Satoshi level, right? For the same pizzas, it's in the Satoshi level. And it'll probably be like maybe a few hundred Satoshis. A few hundred, right? Okay. Right? Now, when you look at it, uh, when you look at Bitcoin or the Satoshi level, when you look at it from the Satoshi level standpoint as to where we're going with the game theory of, World War Bitcoin, where countries are coming after Bitcoin, which means the Satoshis, we're going to get parity very quickly, right? We're going to get parity very quickly, meaning the price of Satoshis, or however you want to look at it. You could look at it as, well, Bitcoin really isn't depreciated. I mean, appreciated. Sorry. Bitcoin really is not appreciating. It's the dollar that is depreciating against Bitcoin. So if the dollar is depreciating against Bitcoin, that means everything else that's priced in dollars is going to depreciate against Bitcoin, i.e. Satoshis. So when we get the decline of Bitcoin going to where it's a penny, and then we get $1, so when we get to $1, that means it's just going to keep dropping, keep dropping, keep dropping, right? It's going to keep dropping, meaning the fall of the dollar. So when we get to one Satoshi equals $1, we at BitHarvest are going to be already positioned. We will be already positioned for that level of depreciation, and be able to swap our Satoshis instantly and move it just as fast. The power of the Bitcoin network. So we will go from $4 a day to $4,000 a day relatively very quickly. Very quickly, sooner than a lot of people think. No, I'm not talking about tomorrow. No, of course not. Right? I'm doing this documentary so that it gives people enough time and puts them on notice of a sense of urgency, a sense of urgency regarding the opportunity, and also to educate, right? It's important to educate people about this space because many people, they see it, but they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. There's so many distractions. I know. People are distracted about meme coins. People are distracted about new development coins, this token, that token. It's thousands of cryptocurrencies that come online daily. However, they are not Bitcoin, therefore they are not Satoshis. If you don't know anything about Bitcoin, know this. Bitcoin is the ultimate savings plan. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Bitcoin is the ultimate savings plan. Right? It's the ultimate savings plan. Now, if you are one of the brave and you want to secure not just your future, but your family's future, then hey, if you click the link below, it will take you to, in my opinion, the best wealth building strategy. So, which is BitHarvest. And in my view, my opinion, BitHarvest is the best wealth building strategy there is. Right? Why? Because we are already positioned where the rest of the world is headed. I.e., the rest of the world is headed in accumulating Satoshis. The average person is not going to be able to acquire Bitcoin anyway, especially right now, $100,000. The average person doesn't even have $1,000 saved, yet alone 10,000. The average person does not have the finances to get involved with Bitcoin, but they do have the ability to acquire Satoshis. So, if we end up in a world in the near future whereby where the average person doesn't even, consider this, the average person doesn't even have $100 to get involved with the opportunity that I'm talking about. My goodness, do you know how fortunate we are? Do you know how fortunate we are to be positioned in this opportunity and to be acquiring tens of thousands, if not millions, of Satoshis per day? Per day. And what value are these tens of thousands, if not millions, of Satoshis gonna be worth in the near future, in the next 4 years, in the next 10 years? Yeah? The sky is the limit. We don't know. Our imagination can really take over. But one thing that we could rest in is that it is happening and we could see it live and direct. I see the value of my Satoshis go up and down. I see the value, right? I see my wallet building with BitHarvest, right? Bit by bit. I haven't, I've harvested a few, but however, only to reinvest, to grow my farm, my booster farm, if you will. I'm right now I'm focused on using the system, leverage, right? It's another strategy, wealth building strategy. Leverage. We gotta use leverage, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I'm leveraging the system to acquire more income producing assets, which are the bit boosters. And the bit boosters help me to dollar cost average in my sleep. So that means I don't have to do any work myself. And when I put out these videos create an opportunity where it's passive income. Congratulations to those who did sign up with me and bought more boosters. Congratulations, right? Because you're building wealth for the future. Well done, right? So that's what, so it's things like that that make me keep going. Because I know that I'm helping someone, that means somebody else gets it. And when they get some revenue, some income, and they invest into their future with BitHarvest, that that really warms my heart. It gives me the energy to keep going. That's the energy, that's the spark that I need to keep going. Because if I was able to help just one person, just one, and hey, I could say that I've done my job. I could really say I've done my job. Just one. And this is why I could continue on with this journey to find another one who gets it, who understands the sense of urgency, right? Because we're not going to stop at one, right? We're not going to stop at one. We're going to keep going until, eventually we're going to travel the world on Satoshis. Eventually we are going to travel the world with our Satoshis via BitHarvest. It's the next level of wealth. This is the next wealth opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Are you going to get on board? Because when that Bitcoin train starts moving, and it really starts to go over 100,000, and you see it jumping up $1,000 a day, where it's going to be moving $1,000 a day. Once Trump gets in that seat, we're going to see 1,000. It's going to be jumping, moving up. Because every nation around the world is going to be actively scrambling, accumulating, buying Bitcoin. And the only thing that's going to be left is going to be Satoshis. And you're either going to have to pay a high fee, or meaning you're going to have to pay a lot of money for one Satoshi, or you're going to have to work for Satoshis. I'm telling you, it's coming real soon. And if you don't have a way, or opportunity to if you don't have a should I say to get it in your sleep, then hey, you know, you're gonna find yourself saying, "Oh, let me just let me transfer $100 now," and you're missing out on just one of the best things in the market right now. You know, in my opinion, this is not this is not financial advice at all, in any way, shape, or form. Please don't don't mistake what I'm saying. This is not financial advice. Yeah, it's just that it is what it is. If you have clicked onto the link, if you have seen the back office, if you see how everything works, why would you not get involved and start mining now? Start mining now. Set it and forget it. Set it and forget it, people. You know what I mean? You could have been sitting on at least one full booster by now, using leverage since May. Since May, that's how this opportunity came out, launched in May. You could have been a part all this time. Could have been accumulating Satoshis all this time, building up, building up, building up. Like I said, one full booster gives you $4 a day. 4 times 30. That's $120 a month. So you know what that means? That's an additional booster every month from the system. And then you could keep the $20 worth of Bitcoin as your stack. Or I should say the $20 worth of Satoshis as your stack. So every month, and remember, every dollar is 1,000 Satoshis. So if it's $20 worth, we're talking about 20,000 Satoshis a month. I'm saying that in terms of what's left from the wealth building strategy. How you could get one full booster, right? One full booster. And use the full booster as leverage to get the rest, while still accumulating your savings every monthly. Yeah. Now, I got something else to share, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save that for another stream. I just wanted to put this stream out there just as one of those daily. This is a daily stream, just a friendly reminder, if you will, because it is a new year and we're not going to stop. But like I said, this is the documentary of the second wave for me. This is the documentary of the second wave of the wealth transfer of Bitcoin to the people. Position yourself now. Start acquiring Bitcoin in your sleep with BitHarvest. Check out the link in the description box below. You can get at me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Congratulations to those who know what to do with their time freedom. Yeah? Because that's what this is about. It's about time freedom. And I'm going to leave on that note and relax and keep stacking them sats. Bless up.